this very special episode, we're going to be unboxing this Kickstarter exclusive of Borderlands Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery. And trust me, this Kickstarter is badass.
Kick us! Video game Rush Trips! Not get your head!
Hello again folks, and welcome back to a very special video, as yes, this time we are unboxing the Kickstarter exclusive of Borderlands Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery. And I have waited for this Kickstarter for nearly 2 years. I ordered this Kickstarter back in December of 2021, and yes, I know you're all thinking Kickstarters do take a while to come, but it's just so much sweeter when they finally turn up. So this one had quite a hefty price tag, but for the content of this box, I think it's worth the hefty price tag. So for this Kickstarter, I pledged $135 plus postage and packaging. Now you may be asking what you get for that $135, and truth be told, it is a lot. This is a 1 to 4 player board game. I am a massive board game fan, and even more than that, a massive Borderlands fan, so I had to back this Kickstarter. I had so much confidence in this Kickstarter. I was one of the early backers, backing this in the first 48 hours, which meant I got even more content thrown into what is an amazing amount of content for the money you pay. You get the core game as well as expansions and so many Kickstarter exclusive bonuses. And this is what I love about Kickstarter. It just seems you get so much more value for your money. Yes, you can go and buy this game right now on Amazon, but you would not be getting the Kickstarter exclusive figures, which you will see very soon as we unbox this amazing Kickstarter project. But just before we get into this box, I want to remind you folks, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and please subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday live at 5, as well as bonus content like this one throughout the week, and I really want you folks along for the ride. Now, let's jump into the Arena of Badassery. Here we go then. It has been nearly a 2-year wait to jump into this box, and I am super excited. This is a massive box, and I can tell it is going to be absolutely stacked with some awesome bits. And first of all, it looks like it's been packaged really well. And straight out of the box, we have the Ravenous Wattle Gobbler. Now this was actually one of the early adopter kind of bonuses. I think this is like an expansion boss, but we're going to jump straight into this one. This is what I love about Kickstarters. You just get so much more bang for your buck. Like, these are exclusive models that are only going to be exclusive to this Kickstarter. So if you miss out on these, you're going to have to pay either a premium or just miss out on them, unfortunately. And again, this is packaged really nicely. It has so much of the cool Borderlands kind of branding, and we'll jump straight into this one. And this is what really spoke to me about this Kickstarter, the quality of the miniatures. With any game like this, it comes down to how good the miniatures are, and judging from this first box, these miniatures are going to be absolutely breathtaking. Let's carry on into this box then, and one thing that's for certain is this is packaged really well, which, considering this cost $135, you want it to turn up in pristine condition. And here we have the next expansion. This was a free expansion for the pledge level that I jumped into. This is the Skaggs at the Gates expansion. Now, I'm not sure if this one is a Kickstarter exclusive, but it was thrown in with my pledge level. So again, let's jump into this one. It does see, some of these may seem a little bit blank, but I quite like the kind of blank packaging of these Kickstarter exclusives. I think they look super cool, and it just kind of gives it that kind of more maybe premium feeling. So this is the Skaggs at the Gate expansion, and again, I'm sure this is going to be absolutely stacked with some amazing pieces. So just look at the artwork on this one. It's so cool. You can tell straight away the people who have made this board game love the Borderlands series. It's just, it has that absolutely iconic Borderlands kind of artwork, and it's in the instructions and everything. They've just made it look so instantly recognizable as Borderlands. And if you didn't know, this is kind of a hex-based battle game. so you kind of move around, kind of combating enemies on your turn. I'm yet to play this one, obviously, as we're opening it at the moment, but I'm super excited to jump into this. And straight away, looking at the tiles for this game, they are thick cardboard. They are well printed. This looks like a premium product. And of course, again, we have some absolutely beautiful miniatures. These are absolutely fantastic. And honestly, the main reason I backed this Kickstarter. Diving deeper into this box, and we have our next Kickstarter exclusive, this box of badasses. As you saw at the start of this video, there were so many Kickstarter exclusives for this, and this was one of the best things about this Kickstarter. You got so much value for money, and this is literally a box of bonus miniatures. These are all of the ones that are only going to be included with the Kickstarter, and honestly, this has some of the most iconic characters that are in the Borderlands universe. And this was one of the main reasons I wanted to back this on Kickstarter, because I didn't want to miss out on some of these absolutely iconic characters. Like, look how many extra minis are in here. We have some of the biggest and best characters from the Borderlands universe you could only get if you back this game via Kickstarter. And there's just so many cool ones in here, and just the cards look so indicative of that style of Borderlands. These are such an absolutely beautiful collection. I am truly, truly happy I backed this amazing Kickstarter. Like I said, there is so much value for money here. We have even more Kickstarter exclusives. Here we have Steve. Yep, one of the Kickstarter exclusives is one of the psychos called Steve. Again, let's jump into this one. Everything is just packaged so nice and has turned up in absolutely pristine condition, which is what you'd expect of a Kickstarter. It's just packaged very well and quite difficult to get into, but it's just really nicely done. And here we have some of those absolutely beautiful cards. You can just tell instantly looking at this, this is from Borderlands. This isn't just a board game loosely based on the Borderlands universe. This is Borderlands. And again, you have another absolutely fantastic miniature there for Steve. Before we jump into the main event, which is the main core game of this Kickstarter, we have one more Kickstarter exclusive to open up, and it is the Moxy Kickstarter exclusive figure. Yes, one of the most iconic characters from the Borderlands universe is a Kickstarter exclusive, and I can imagine in the months and years to come, this figure is going to get super expensive, because the only way to get this was backing the Kickstarter. I think it was around 10,000 people who backed this Kickstarter, so this is a very limited figure. And let's just open up this final figure before we jump into this final main core game. And again, this is packaged really, really well, really hard to get into, but I'd rather it's packaged well and turned up in perfect condition. And here we have the iconic Moxy card. Sadly, we haven't got the artwork on that one. It's more the kind of actions, but it looks really cool. And again, this miniature looks absolutely fantastic. Now, let's jump into the main core game. Here we go then, the big main event of this Kickstarter, the full boxed game. And this is an absolutely ginormous board game. This is Borderlands Mr. Torque's Arena of Badassery, and this is a large board game, and I'm super excited to jump into this box and further explore its contents. Here it is then, the main event of this Kickstarter, the Borderlands Mr. Torque's Arena of Badassery core game. And this is a big board game, and I'm super excited to jump straight into this one. Here's the thing, you can still buy this game at retail, so if you did miss out on this one on Kickstarter, you can still play this game, and it does still have a pretty good selection of core characters you can play as. It's just, as a massive Borderlands fan, I wanted to be able to get the Kickstarter exclusive characters, but straight away, the quality of this box is absolutely fantastic, and I can tell so much love and attention has been put into this box, including the artwork. It's just a really beautiful game, and jumping straight in, it's just full of absolute pleasure. So here we have the token and loot bag. Little attentions to detail like this are why I love Kickstarter campaigns like this. I actually love this. I'm probably going to keep all of my D&D dice in this special loot bag. Jumping further into this Kickstarter, we have the rulebook, and again the artwork on here is absolutely fantastic. And going off the size of this rulebook, this might not be the most complicated board game I've ever played, but I will be talking about this board game in a future review after I've played it. So jumping a little bit further in, we have the scenarios. That's because due to the absolute number of characters and the way the hexagonal board works, there is multiple campaigns to play within this game, which at the end of the day, this game was over $100, so you want it to have a long lifespan. And with the absolutely humongous number of Kickstarter exclusive characters, this one I'm going to be playing for a long while to come. Speaking of that hexagonal board, we have a multitude of tiles and tokens here, and again these are printed to such a high quality. Now I don't want to jump too much into these because honestly when I'm exploring the world of this game, I want it to be a little bit of a surprise where this game takes us. The Borderlands universe has so many cool planets to explore, and I just hope this board game takes a full advantage of the Borderlands universe. Yes, with this Kickstarter we've already had a lot of miniatures, but fear not, the core game has even more miniatures, and this is the first tray of miniatures. This is mainly all of the psychos, and look at how cool these are. There's just so many decent designs. They just look so incredibly badass, for lack of a better term, and this is just the first tray of miniatures in this, the core game. Here we have the main event of this Kickstarter then, the Vault Hunters you will be playing as well as some of the most badasses in this game. And just look at some of the Vault Hunters they have picked as the main characters for this game. I think I'm definitely going to be playing as Moxy and Iron Bear. That was who I played as in Borderlands 3, and I'm really glad they've put them into the main game. You can see here we have special dice for this game. We have decks of cards. This board game looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to jump in to the arena of Badassery. There we have it then, folks. That was the unboxing of the absolutely breathtaking Kickstarter for Borderlands Mr. Torgue's Arena of Badassery. And just look at this absolute stack of badassery that came in this Kickstarter. This is one of my favourite Kickstarters I've ever backed, and one that was definitely great value for money. But let me know in the comments down below any Kickstarters coming up that you're backing, or any Kickstarters that I might have missed. With these games, you can't back every Kickstarter, but fortunately with games like this, a lot of these games are still available at retail after, so let me know any games I might have missed and where I can pick them up to add them to the collection. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and as always, keep playing the game. See you all soon.